Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Boss Rush Expansion Pass, your place for everything bonus content related for the Boss Rush Network. I am your host this week, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me again is that retro code, Eddie V.
Hello, everyone. Hi, boss.
Hi. Hi, Ed.
Hi.
We get to do it again. Hang out.
Yes.
Talk about games, Nintendo in particular, because we're going to take a look at Nintendo in 2022. So we are... So what we're doing, I want to preface this by saying we're recording this before the Game Awards happen. But this episode is coming out in 2022 in January. But we're recording before the holiday break because we want to have some episodes, kind of banked and whatever. So we don't know if Nintendo's announced anything yet. Trust me, we'll probably have an addendum to this episode at some point after the Game Awards, because I'm sure there's going to be like an announcement there or a direct or something that's going to throw a wrench in this whole thing, right, Ed? But
yeah,
I want to talk about the games that are coming to Nintendo Switch in 2022. And we're going to use the infographic that Nintendo has provided for fans at this point, which includes Pokemon Legends Arceus, Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp, Triangle Strategy, Bayonetta 3, Splatoon 3, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, Dying Light 2 Stay Human, Cloud version, and the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Obviously, I think we're going to save Zelda for last because we always do. So... Only a couple of these games have firm release dates. I think we're going to obviously get way more than this next year. But this is a pretty solid lineup, I think, first of all, for Switch in 2022. What do you think, Ed?
Oh, super strong. Yeah, very good side of lineup. And I don't even know where to begin. Definitely started the year off with Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, especially I think the Pokemon game, well, sort of the Pokemon game everybody's been waiting for, kind of like an open-ish world Pokemon. I know it's not really open world. I know it's kind of, I would say it's kind of open, but also a linear Pokemon game, just kind of more open. Right, set in the, I don't know what region it's set in. I'm so bad at Pokemon, but it looks cool. I think it looks like the game that I will probably jump in on, because this is kind of like a Pokemon game that I would want. Not that Brilliant, Pearl, Diamond, whatever the remakes are that are out right now, but I want a Breath of the Wild style Pokemon, and this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to that.
Yes.
Anyways, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
We're
going to go deep. We're going to go deep on each one of these for sure. So, yeah, continue.
So, just started with Pokemon for just January. I'm glad. I gotta say this. I'm kind of glad that Elden Ring did get delayed to February, so that Pokemon.
Oh, it's delayed. Isn't it delayed again? And didn't it get delayed again?
I don't think so. It got delayed to February because
something got delayed out of February. Oh, it was Saints Row. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah. So that Pokemon Arceus, the new Pokemon.
I don't know.
Legends.
Look, I think I've heard it said Arceus and Arceus. Grammatically, the way it's spelled, it should be Arceus. But I also know it's a name of a Pokemon, I think, and people say it differently. So I don't know. I think it's Arceus, but I've also heard people say Arceus. It doesn't matter. Pokemon Legends.
I'm going with Pokemon Legends. Yes. To see that come, I'm really excited. And then, man, Advance Wars Reboot Camp. I was so looking forward to that this year, but it's coming out next year. I think Nintendo's going for that. We're trying to have a title for every month.
Yeah, similar to
And
what 2019 or 2017 and 2019. Really, I mean, remember
yes,
in 2017 it was like every 4 to 6 weeks they had a new title, right?
oh
Whether
yeah,
it was, I mean, they were still supporting the 3DS at that time, but it was like, man, March was Zelda and Bomberman. April was what was the big game in April?
Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8. May was Fire Emblem and Street Fighter. June was Splatoon. July was Arms. August was Mario plus Rabbids, Kingdom Battle. September was, they just had something hit every single month,
Yeah,
all the way through the end of the year with Fire Emblem Warriors and Mario Odyssey in October. November, what was in November that year? I really forget. And then December ended with Xenoblade 2, right? Like, I mean, 2017,
yes.
you want to talk about a standout year for Nintendo. Jeez, mighty.
It's like they're mixing new games with ports of their Wii U titles.
Hmm.
Shoot, dude. And like we said, we're recording this early. There are still games that are
Hmm.
being planned. There's a rumored Zelda game that may be shown. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
That could come out in 2022.
There's
Um,
there's the rumored Metroid Prime trilogy, which I'm sure we'll talk about at the end. I want to talk about a couple rumored games at the end when we're done.
okay, yeah,
I feel like this is going to be a little bit longer than our last episode, which is great because it's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm ready for bed, but it doesn't matter. We're podcasting because we're bros, and we both have off on this Thanksgiving evening, which is when we're recording this. By the way, not to
yes,
like date ourselves, but we like I said in one of the other episodes, we want to like kind of bank some episodes and kind of have evergreen-ish kind of topics, but this is a topic I think that's really important to Ed and I specifically because we do this every
yeah,
year, right? Like I think that us talking about Nintendo and year in review and whatever is really important to especially how we started podcasting like you know so yeah, we'll talk about the rumored
yes,
ones at the end. We'll talk about I think we're going to talk about the Breath of the Wild sequel at length a little bit. So out of this list that I mentioned, only 2 games have hard release dates. Pokemon Legends Arceus is coming out. Hold on, I had the list up. It's coming out January 28th, so it's kind of first up. It might actually be out by the time you're listening to this. If you are on free feeds. By the way, Expansion Pass, you can get it 2 weeks early on Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Network. If you don't want it 2 weeks early, you can still listen to it free on services. Like I said in previous episodes, it's just a way to support us if you want to. You don't have to. It's just something that we're offering fans. So,
yes.
yes. So, it might be out by the time you listen. If you're listening to this, might already be out. And then Triangle Strategy is coming out on March 4th.
Oh, that's gonna be a big game.
Dude, that game looks awesome. I can't wait for that game. I'm so excited for Triangle Strategy. It's almost like the Final Fantasy Tactics remake that we haven't gotten yet. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
one of the only reasons why I owned a PSP was for the War of the Lions remake.
Ooh, yeah.
That game was awesome, and like the fact that that version is not on Switch yet baffles me. Like the last episode we did together by ourselves, it was like Square's kind of supported the Switch at their own pace and at a good pace, right, with a mix of
Hmm.
remakes and unique titles that fit the platform, right, which is great. Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions, where is that game? Talk about a game that deserves to be on the Switch, man, with the OLED
It,
screen and like the kind of redone pixel graphics and like the widescreen support.
mm,
Where's that game at?
they have to do physical. You can't just do a digital copy. And no, it's Square Enix. They'll put it on, of course, on PlayStation. But I'm like, no. Everybody's gonna run and get that physical.
I mean, that game's on iPad at this point. You know what I mean? Like, just give it to us.
Yes, give us that goodness. Yeah. Going to man Kirby. I can't wait to play Kirby. I love the fact that they went into this 3D style game. Um and I could just roam around the world and uh have that Mario experience but done in a Kirby style. Like I'm excited for that. Um Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 3 I meant. I'm sorry everybody. I
Yeah.
had the that game, man. I really thought we was getting Astro Chain too
I
when I
mean,
seen the
that's what it
trailer.
looked like. And by the way, a couple things that came out after that. It is the Astral Chain director directing this game, the combat director. So like
Mhm.
that's why it kind of looked like that, and why like we're probably gonna get some sort of beast battles and stuff. Like I don't know. I'm excited for Bayonetta 3, and we'll get to it when we get to it. But like I don't know. I hope they don't go stray too much away from what made Bayonetta 2 awesome, right? I really
Yes.
hope they just stick to the basics for the most part. Like adding stuff is cool. Like if it's like a nice addition, then I don't care. But if they go too far in that direction, like I'm gonna be kind of like, man, I okay.
I kind of feel like they rewrote the story
Oh, I'm sure
for
they've. I
Bayonetta
mean,
3.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they just. I mean, look, we kind of talked about it before. Platinum Games has a lot of projects on their plate, and this is probably just one
Hmm.
that they were like, we got to put this either on hold until we do it right, or we just have a small team working on it until we have the team to work on it.
Yes. So, uh, but yeah, Switch is looking good for please Arms 2. Just come.
No, nobody
Just
wants
do
Arms 2,
Arms.
Ed. Arms 1 was a nice experiment. We got Bootylicious. What's her name? That's everybody was thirsty for when it came out, but it's done, Ed. Arms is over.
I just saying. uh, but uh, but yeah, I think Nintendo's going to be really strong. Definitely with Mario Rabbids 2 coming out. And we probably still got some. We haven't even heard that much from third party, so we can see some games coming out from third party. Um, hey, we may get the Alan Wake remaster, even though that might be cloud based.
I thought we
Who
were talking about
knows?
the games
Like,
on the list, Ed.
oh, I'm sorry.
Alan Wake Remaster is not on the list.
Sorry. I'm just,
I know.
you
I'm just
know,
messing with you.
my
You know
mind goes
how
that way.
I just like to poke at you, Ed. That's your role here. That's your new role at Boss Rush. We
To
just poke fun
poke.
at you.
Oh,
That's
what did
fine.
I do?
You're my best friend.
Uh,
I do it out of love. You know that.
oh. But yeah,
Jerk.
I'm gonna send it over to you, Corey. Because what did you think?
I mean, I think this is a pretty strong start to the year, right? I think Splatoon 3 is going to be huge for Nintendo, especially with their partnership
Yes.
with Panda, right? With the Smash stuff. I think Splatoon 3 will be the next game that follows in terms of family-friendly tournaments, right? Like I think that's
Yes.
clearly what's happening. I also think that whatever Pokemon game comes out next, like they're going to do Pokemon tournaments with them too. I think that Panda uh, partnership was really smart for Nintendo. Just to get away from the stigma of Evo. Like, and obviously PlayStation also, or Sony also bought Evo for PlayStation, but also like Nintendo has always kind of kept their distance from Evo, even though Smash was a part of it, just because of the stigma and some of the things that were happening there that were unsavory, we'll say. And I think partnering with Panda, where they can have control over, but also have somebody that knows how to do events and set up events and stuff, is smart for them.
Yeah.
And I know it's just Smash right now, but Splatoon 3 and whatever Pokemon game is next is surely to follow. But Pokemon Legends Arceus seems like it's going to be a winner. I am eager to try it. I think Advance Wars 1 and 2 is something that I will try. I'm not a big Advance Wars fan. Like, I never really played it. I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. Also, Wargroove didn't really do anything for me, and I know that that's basically like Advance Wars Light. So, like, we'll see. That's like a game I'm going to wait and see what Dan and LaRon kind of have to say, because I know they're both kind of looking forward to that. Plus, like, Metal Slug Tactics is coming out next year for Switch, and that game looks way better to me, for me at least, than Advance Wars. But we'll see. We'll see if it's good. Triangle Strategy is the game that I'm really looking forward to early in the year. That game looks awesome. Splatoon 3, obviously, going to be a huge hit. Ready to play that. My nephews will be all over that too, so we'll probably play together if they make it easy. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is just going to be just, can't wait. Cannot wait, dude, for that game.
Just looking at that trailer, like, man,
I know.
Just how hype it was and how funny it is. Yeah.
I know. Bayonetta 3, obviously, I'm going to play because Bayonetta is great. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that 3D kind of style really got me excited in terms of a 3D platformer. Mm-hmm. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, I just, as of this recording, just got Monster Hunter Rise yesterday, and so far I'm having a pretty decent time with it. And then the sequel to Breath of the Wild is the game that I'm looking forward to the most. I think that game's going to do a lot for me in a lot of ways, and I'm very, very, very excited to be distracted by that game but when the time comes. So, but yeah, let's kind of, now that we've kind of given our initial thoughts, let's kind of roll through the titles individually. Pokemon Legends Arceus is a third-person kind of exploratory Pokemon game where you're kind of catching Pokemon and bringing them back to your main city to kind of, I guess, battle and go do quests and everything. Like, it's kind of kind of reminds me a little bit of Dark Cloud, honestly, like in terms of the setup where you're kind of have this main town, but you're doing quests outside the town or in dungeons and whatever. So I am excited for this. I hope that it's the game that people want it to be, although I know it's probably not going to be. What are your thoughts on Pokemon Legends Arceus, Ed?
Shoot. The Growlithe that they showed.
Oh my gosh, people were so upset. People were upset. People were like, not my Growlithe.
So we might have seen two different things, because when people seen that Growlithe, they were just like, I will protect them. And dude, the fan art that came out of that direct was quick. Like, people already were making plushies and everything of that Growlithe. I was just like, wow. Yeah, this one I'm definitely like, I got to get my pre-order in, because I want this game so bad. It looks so good. Now looking at it, and they're probably still working on it, doing some finishing touches for it. I hope it doesn't get delayed. If it gets delayed, I don't know what to do. But I need this game. It looks right up my alley. Everybody knows that I love Eastern stuff. Definitely when it has a Japanese feel to it, like I just truly love it. I can't wait to explore this world, catch Pokemon and everything. I don't know if I'm going to find some new grass types or anything, because I am a grass type fighter. But I'm excited for this, man. I think it's going to probably do 2 to 3 million just the first week at the release. But I'm excited for this game.
What excites you the most about it? I mean, besides the fact that it looked like Breath of the Wild Pokemon initially. Like, I mean, that I want to know what excites you about this, because like Pokemon for me is like it's a series I want to be into. I really do. But like there's so many of them now, and like there's this whole end game thing now that people are training for and min-maxing their parties and stuff, that it's like, it's Pokemon now, if you are a lapsed player or just somebody who doesn't really have a lot of time, is really intimidating to get into.
But I think the thing for me is, besides the grinding and catching like different Pokemon, like I mentioned, it's that Eastern feel, it's that Japanese feel. Anything that has that aesthetic and that atmosphere, I'm always drawn to. And so to see how certain Pokemon were before they became the ones that we know now, the present Pokemon, it just excites me. Like I love JRPGs. That's one of my big things about Nintendo and like video games. But just seeing this Japanese like style presentation of the game, it draws to me. It speaks to me. That's just like I want to explore this world. I want to find this new Pokemon. I want to be able to catch them. I wonder which Pokemon's gonna make me laugh. The cute animations and stuff. Like it just speaks to me in a sense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just curious what people are excited for about this game. I'm excited too. Like I said, I think the open world kind of nature of it really is going to do a lot for the series. But at the end of the day, it's still Pokemon, and what is it doing different that the other ones aren't at the end of the day, besides that perspective change.
Yeah. We'll probably find out when the game comes out what new stuff they're doing. I mean, I think their battle system and their mechanics is so familiarized that if they changed it, people might get upset or something. I think it's just a standard and it just works. So changing it will probably make some people upset. But yeah.
That's fine. So the next game on our list, by the way, if you're excited for Pokemon, let us know. Tweet at us, let us know in the comments of this video or this podcast. I want to know. I really want to know. And if it's out already by the time you're listening to this, tell us what you like about it, because that's going to help kind of shape Pal Block that week, probably, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah.
So let us know. Then Advance Wars 1 and 2, we're gonna go straight there. For me, I'm excited because I like strategy RPGs. Although I think Advance Wars is a little bit more strategy and less RPG. I don't really know a lot about Advance Wars. I didn't play it. I had Battalion Wars on Wii and I played it a little bit, but I was so distracted by other games. And like the Wii we've had this conversation 1,000 times, but like the Wii just didn't really do it for me. I played Zelda and Wii Sports on the Wii and a couple other games like the Klonoa remake and Zack and Wiki, and I played a little bit of A Boy and His Blob, which is coming to Switch, in a couple weeks at the time of this recording, which I'm kind of excited for. But like other than that, I didn't really play a lot of Wii. I was really into Gears of War at the time, so Xbox 360 was like on all the time. But Advance Wars is tangentially something I've always been interested in because Intelligent Systems, this was their other game besides Fire Emblem for a long time.
Yeah.
And that alone has me interested in this reboot. And if it's the first two games, like I'm really excited for it. I hope it's a little bit more streamlined, I guess, and than Wargroove was. Don't get me wrong, I think Wargroove was a good game. I just feel like it was a little bit too complicated for my taste, moving into more deeper into the game. But if this is kind of Fire Emblem adjacent, then I'm gonna play it. Are you excited for Advance Wars?
Yes. I've never got the chance to play Advance Wars 1 and 2. I knew about it, but I was very intimidated by strategy games. And so I thought I would think I felt like I was too young and wouldn't be able to grasp it or anything, and I didn't know how well they would ease me into learning about the game. But I'm definitely looking forward to this, and the main reason, not because it's a reboot, because it's way forward. And everybody who knows me, anyone who listens to me on the podcast, knows how much I love Way Forward. Like how big I love being a supporter of their games, whether they're good or bad, or they just feel like the American Konami back from the 80s for me. They're just, that might be a good thing for some people, might sound like a bad thing, but I really love Way Forward games, and I love them just put in the work they do into games. Yes, I didn't get that Bakugan game that they did. And I heard all about that. But I'm excited for them to do this game. It looks funny. It looks really good. The animation looks amazing. Graphics just looks just great. I feel like it's the right game to play on my OLED. Like yes, I will play it on my TV, but it looks like this is the game that I need to do tabletop gaming with. Pop the back open, sit it down, and just like literally go in. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game. Yes, it's on my list. Um, and I think I did pre-order. No, I didn't pre-order it yet, but it's another pre-order that's coming.
Nice, nice. Uh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it does well for itself. I really do, because
Yes.
it got moved into the spring, and there's a lot of games coming out in February and March. So I hope they, I know the eShop says April, so we'll see. We'll see. The next game on the list, Ed, we're gonna go Splatoon 3. We're gonna go Splatoon 3. I'm shocked that we're getting another Splatoon, although I guess it makes sense because that game is so popular. But I think they want to integrate a
Yes.
lot more of the online stuff. I think they want to explore a different side of the campaign. And I think they said the Octolings are available from the start, which is cool. I think Splatoon is a great shooter that people can get into and just have some fun. And, maybe you're just like a casual player or something. I hope they make it easier to play with friends. That's the one thing about Splatoon
Yes.
2 that really kind of bugged me, is like, if you don't have 4 players to play with, then you kind of have to like work the system, and it's just really annoying to play with your friends in this. And I hope that you can just send invites to your friends list and say, hey, let's team up, let's play some Splatoon together, let's get top in a Discord chat, or use the chat app on your phone, and let's go play some Splatoon, because I feel like Splatoon could be really fun if like we could have a Splatoon game night for Boss Rush or whatever, and we
Yes.
all just hopped on, and maybe we would do like almost like old school Halo LAN parties where like you know there's 12 of us, and like this team versus this team versus this team, and like the losers play each other and the winners play each other, and then you just alternate or whatever. Like that could be really fun. Because Splatoon is fun. I think the weapons are exciting. I think there's a lot of strategy involved in with turf wars and covering the area with paint. Like I think having 2 players with paint rollers while you have 2 people who are really good at killing people. Like I think that's a good strategy. Like I love the paint roller. I think it's great.
Yes.
How are you feeling about Splatoon 3?
This game looks beautiful. I agree
Imagine
with
how it's
you.
going to pop on the OLED, dude. Splatoon 2 on the OLED is actually really pretty. And now they've had 5 years to optimize the Splatoon's palette and the way it plays. Like, that game's going to be, it's going to be sexy.
And definitely with Nintendo's new online like netcode and stuff, like which has really been good. Uh, I think they're gonna be more. Hopefully, are more open because I feel like when we get another Nintendo Direct, maybe in February or whenever, I think they're gonna be start talking more about Splatoon 3. We're gonna find more about the story, the characters, the online matches and stuff because like th- th- for people who don't know, Splatoon is based on how much area you could cover with your team's paint. And so you can't stop the players from painting. You can treat it like almost that kind of match, but you don't really get anything for it. They really want you to cover the area, and whoever has the most area covered wins the game. Um, and I think they offer a good variety of weapons and everything. So I would love to see, maybe this be an esports game that Nintendo wants to do or carry out. maybe they do offer where we can select like teams and have our own tournaments. Like I would love to do a Boss Rush Network tournament of Splatoon. Uh and you don't the game never makes you feel intimidated. It never makes you feel bad or anything. Always encourage you to just paint. Just do as much as you can because it really relies on a team. It doesn't rely on one player. So this is another one that's a must buy for me.
Yeah, it's definitely it's gonna be good. I think Splatoon 3 is gonna be a winner for sure.
Oh, and hopefully they bring like the hot dog versus hamburger
Oh, the Splatfest
pose and
stuff.
twice.
Oh yeah, dude, the Splatfest
Yes,
is. I feel like
love
I feel like Splatfest is gonna be even bigger this time around, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah,
I would love for them to actually have where players could create their own Splatfest.
yeah,
You know, Power Block versus Arsenal X. Like I would love to have
that would
that.
be
That would be
crazy.
so fun.
Let's just have like a. It'd almost be like a console tournament where like everybody picks a multiplayer game from each system, and then you
Yes.
just play it with each other. And like Splatoon 3 would be the Nintendo multiplayer game that you pick, and maybe Halo or Gears for Xbox, and then PlayStation.
We'll find something.
Yeah, I don't know. Figure it out. Well, Crossroads can figure
Yeah.
that out.
Definitely for something.
But I think, Splatoon 3 is going to be a winner. I think that's a smart decision for Nintendo to release a third one, for sure. Triangle strategy. Ed, are you excited for triangle strategy?
Okay, so
That's a no.
I am. I'm definitely gonna buy it. I think I got lost on the demo, and I think I need to replay the demo again for this.
How'd you get lost? Isn't it just a strategy? I didn't play the demo. I should, but I didn't.
I think it's just great voice acting, great setup of what they're gonna do. I think I just didn't get far in the demo to play enough to be like, what am I supposed to do? Like, do I place my players and then is it a team going back and forth? And so I think I need to replay. Like, it's a must buy anyway. I'm going to let everybody know I'm buying it. I'm going to get into the game. I am going to support this because, like you said, I love Octopath Traveler, and this game looks right up my alley. I love the style of game that Square Enix is doing. I think I just need to sit down, play the demo, get a better idea, so that when the game comes out, it's my it's my game on the go. It's something that I feel like I won't play a lot on TV. It feels like this is going to be something that I play on the go a lot when I'm at work, when I'm probably out at a park, for my walk or stuff, just, taking time for myself and everything. This feels like that kind of game to me. So I am buying it. I think I just need to dedicate more time to the demo to get a better understanding on how things work.
Okay. I mean, I'm excited because it's a strategy RPG, obviously, and it looks gorgeous. I should probably download the demo while we're talking. Let's do that. I'm going to do that right now. You can't see. You can't see. You don't know.
I think I'm gonna read. I'm gonna download the demo on my OLED
Yeah.
because I really want to play it on there.
Yeah, I'm going to right now. I think it's really cool, this HD 2D thing that they're doing with with starting with Octopath and then with this and the Dragon Quest 3 remake. I think that's a really awesome engine that they can utilize to their advantage, especially on a console on a handheld console like Switch. I mean, don't get me wrong, Octopath looked great on Xbox through Game Pass, but like it's still it just feels like an engine that should be in a handheld. You know what I mean? Like it's just a really interesting thing that they are doing with that engine. And I mean, remember when we were watching the watch along like during the Nerds Gone Rogue watch along all those years
Yeah.
ago for the Switch reveal, and that was one of the games they showed, and it was like, wow, that's really what they're doing, and like it popped. Like that was such a unique thing, and the fact that we only have, at this point, one game with that art style, coming up on 2 and 3, like that's cool. It keeps that engine unique. It's not like every small team at Square Enix is using it for something, right? It's not like we're getting a new game in this engine every 3 to 6 months, and it hasn't worn out its welcome, and I think that Triangle Strategy is really going to benefit from that.
Yes.
Plus the fact that it basically looks like a new Final Fantasy Tactics when we don't have one is like, it's awesome. It's awesome. Good for them. Do you have anything else to say about Triangle Strategy? Besides the fact that I'm downloading the demo right now.
I just can't wait to buy it and play it.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, I think. I think it's gonna be a good one. It's one of those good ones, as they say.
Yes.
All right, Ed, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Do you have anything to say about Kirby and the Forgotten Land?
Give it to me. I want this game. I love platformers. I love 3D platformers. I want 100% it. I want to laugh. I want to see what new powers. I want to explore this world. I want to crack up. I want to take photo shots and everything. Give me this game. That's all I can say.
Yeah. It's. I think it's. I mean, Kirby's okay, right? Like, I think Kirby is often looked at as like, oh, this is like the kid's first platformer or whatever, and it's always been kid friendly and aimed at children. But I think that this is a game where they're aiming to kind of capture a little bit of an older audience. Maybe not like adults, but maybe like someone who would go out and play a 3D Mario game, right? And try to do something unique with that, but probably just like a little bit easier. I think you could do a lot with Kirby in a 3D space. I think the fact that he can his ability swapping ability. Wow, that was a real Austin Powers moment. Let me allow myself to introduce myself a moment. I think that you can do some really unique things with that, and it's going to almost be like Mario throwing his hat on on something and taking it over, but in a like more Mario-esque way, I guess, where you're still controlling Kirby with it. Like I liked Mario Odyssey. I don't think it was the best Mario game by a long shot. I think I missed the Mario 64-esque style where you swap your hat and you get like the wings or the metal suit or stuff like that. But I think you can do something really unique with Kirby in that way, and I think the 3D space really opens that up. And it's like a post-apocalyptic Kirby game, which is really funny to think about. So
yeah.
So that's cool. All right, Ed, we're getting into the heavy hitters here, I think. We'll start with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I know we're not exactly the Monster Hunter people here, and I know if Ed and LaRon listen to this expansion pass, they're going to probably roll their eyes so hard that their eyes kind of fall out the back of their heads, but it's okay. We're going to try. We're going to do our best. Sunbreak is the paid DLC for Monster Hunter Rise. It's going to add new monsters. It's going to add new weapons, I think, and new abilities and stuff. I think Monster Hunter Rise was a huge success for Switch.
Yes.
I think them playing around with some of the abilities that were different from Monster Hunter World while transferring that Monster Hunter World style game to a portable console really benefited people and really allowed more people to try it out, including people like me. Although I think from what I've played of Rise, I still think I prefer stories just because I am more familiar with that genre of game.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Monster Hunter has always been a game that I've been super compelled to try and play. I think it's almost like the way that people are compelled to play Dark Souls in a sense, where like
yes,
it's really intimidating until you get in there and learn what the game actually is, and then like you just have that itch and that hunger to keep going, I mean, to me, like Dark Souls, after I actually got in and played it, it's actually not really that difficult, especially if you know how to, like, I don't know, read patterns of enemies and be patient. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's difficult, but not in a way that can't be overcome. You know, I think, not to be on a side tangent or anything, not that we do that a lot, but I think Dark Souls is challenging to most players of this generation because this generation is impatient and they want to, you know, it's like my one of my teachers used to say it was called the microwave generation, where everything needs to be quick and done fast, and you know they don't care how fast it's done; they just got to get it done as fast as possible. And Dark Souls definitely doesn't fit that. And in a way, I think Monster Hunter kind of fits that same premise, where you have to be patient and learn patterns and learn how the monsters react to certain things and see what weapons work better against certain monsters and which abilities and which, you know, things. I hope I'm saying good things there, Laron and Jacob. I can feel you guys glaring at me, but it's okay.
Well, and mostly with Monster Hunters, it's all about preparation. You know, prepare yourself, like
Right.
making sure that you got your status ailments and what element of your weapon may be, making sure you're at the right level, whether you're going to play with friends or by yourself, like learning the patterns. And sometimes you may have to grind on that one monster to get that next weapon that you need for future battles and stuff. So it has its particular kind of formula, but being prepared is like the best way to play that game, to learn it. Yeah, you are going to die sometimes, but it's the best. When you die, you learn, you know, you have an idea of what you're going to do, what you're going to get from that monster. So you just got to go in and do it. Definitely for me, I love the way that the cover looks. I don't know what monsters we have. I don't know what zany monsters I'm going to fight or weapons and stuff. But you know, I would love to continue to fight as Sonic the Hedgehog against these monsters and stuff like that. I'm excited for this new DLC. I cannot wait to hop in and play around with Laron or Jacob or Dan or with you, Corey, or anyone who wants to jump in and have fun. Like, I'm excited for this DLC, and I really hope that it's only $20. I have a feeling that the price point is going to be like, you know, here's $20. This is what you're going to get.
I feel like it's going to be like 30 or 40 though. I mean, I think Iceborne,
yeah,
was 40.
40.
So I mean, but it also added a huge significant chunk to that game, and actually, you know what I mean. Like, so I wouldn't mind like a $40 expansion for games if they just like added a significant amount of content. You know, I don't mind DLC being expensive as long as you're getting something unique and something that builds upon what already exists. In a significant way, I should add.
Yeah. And they'll probably do a collection pack, like a bundle, later on down the line.
Yeah.
So
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak coming sometime in the spring, I think they said. So look out for that. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Ed. Can't wait. I'm a little concerned about the open world-y type thing instead of like, I mean, the first one you kind of followed a path and like you kind of went into the battlefield and fought the enemies and then you moved on to the next battlefield and on like this real linear path. That trailer showed some kind of exploration style openness to it, which as long as it's not too much, I can get behind it. But if you're trying to give me like this Assassin's Creed style open world and there's like marks over the map that are just strategy battles, like I don't know how I feel about that in a strategy game, right? I hope they find a good middle ground to kind of ease players in, because I love that first game. It did so many cool and unique things, and I still want that Rabid statue, the Rabid Luigi statue that I never got. But yeah, I think Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is going to be I think it's going to be another big surprise of next year. Even though people kind of already know what to expect, I think it's going to do some cool things that you are going to be surprised by.
Yeah, I think they wanted to break away from the XCOM comparison. Um, but for a debut game like that, it worked wonders did great numbers. As for the open endedness, like within the battles and everything, I was kind of wondering that. I'm just like, how does this work? And I guess when I finally get the game and I play it, I think it's going to teach us like this is how things work and stuff. Because they did a great job teaching you on how to play the first one. So I can't wait to see how they teach how to play the second one. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I'm gonna buy it, but like the open world part, I need to see more of on how that works. And it's gonna be funny. I know it's gonna be truly funny. Like Luigi Mario, like he's gonna probably be a dummy again. But I'm excited to see how this plays, how it goes.
Yeah, I hope they add some really unique rabbits, right? I mean, they showed the one, right? They showed the one kind of rabbit that didn't really have any Mario ties to it. I made a prediction when it was revealed that I knew what was happening, but now I forget what that prediction was, so that was my bad. Sorry, guys. Maybe somebody can go back to that Powblock episode and remind me, but definitely high on my list for next year.
Yes.
Speaking of high on my list, Ed, Bayonetta 3.
Yes.
Bayonetta 3, they revealed it, and man, that was quite the reveal. And I know there's a lot of fan theories going on. I'm not too knowledgeable on the Bayonetta lore and storyline, but I know that a lot of people are saying that this Bayonetta, I think the theory was that initial trailer we saw was her soul being split in half, right?
Yes.
And that one of them was the little girl from one, I think, that had that same hairstyle, and that maybe that was Bayonetta as a young girl. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what happens. I actually want to play the first two again just to get caught up.
So this Bayonetta is going to be more kind of like she's a pop icon. K-pop in a sense has become a big thing here in America, and I think it's kind of going to be playing on that because Bayonetta, which she's kind of dancing a lot in the shots that and we don't know how well music is going to play and if it's going to affect her fighting style, but she's doing different things to summon monsters. It's just not her hair coming off her body to summon it. They kind of like cleaned up her act a little bit, but it might still be some cheeky.
I don't know. I think there's going to be some outfit switches in this game.
Oh yeah,
it's Platinum, dude. Nintendo is going to allow Platinum and Sega to kind of do what they want with this franchise.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, I felt with Bayonetta 2, they came in, gave some notes, and said, "Okay, bye. Go ahead and finish the game." Look, Nintendo is not about censorship, which is surprising. Everybody
clearly by some of these games on the eShop that are just
exactly.
Totally, if my nephew bought one, he would be in big trouble. We'll just put it that way.
So. But I think we're gonna we might get new weapons. It looks like there are gonna be some new monsters in here, probably new combos in the fighting. Maybe we might get Bayonetta in an Astral Chain outfit. I have a feeling we will.
I bet there's an Astral Chain cop uniform outfit somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Especially since that team is working on this, right? Like it's got to be, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a secret level, that there was a level of Astral Chain in Bayonetta 3. It'd just be like, oh, this is some
You watch, there's
crazy.
going to be some sort of crossover with Astral
Hmm.
Chain. I bet those characters are in this game somewhere, somehow.
Yes. And we don't know who that final villain was. We don't know who that guy is. And
Remember when we freaked out and we're like, it's totally Virgil. They're going to do a Devil May Cry crossover. I mean, I know they're probably not, but like, that would be so cool if that was Virgil. If that ended up being Virgil.
I would be amazed. I would be surprised if Kamiya and Capcom actually got to talking again and something happened. I would be very shocked about that. But for Bayonetta 3, um, I cannot wait for this. I scream yes, I scream Queen, Diva. She's an icon, she's a legend, she is the moment. But yeah, Bayonetta 3 is high on my list. And even if people feel like the game is not good or whatever, I think to me personally it's worth the wait. I cannot wait to be doing some new combos and learning it. And just going into these wacky battles and the cutscenes are going to be hilarious because they were in two. They're definitely in one. Just the intro of Bayonetta 1 with Bayonetta praying and all the angels is coming, and just the way that it goes, like it's gonna be bunkers fun, but it's gonna be also just an amazing game. So Bayonetta 3, top tier on my list.
I want to know how they're going to top the combat from 2, because two's combat was so good. You know?
Yeah.
It was just, man, even on the Wii U and that gamepad, it felt really smooth and natural. The one thing, my one complaint, I guess, it's not really a complaint, but I hope they allow you to map your controls for Bayonetta. Like, that was the one thing coming off of DMC. Remember, DMC
Mhm.
really let you customize the way you wanted to play, and it was
Yes.
like really awesome that you could literally just put any command on any button, and it would you could just do that, right? Like, I really hope they do that. I do know that I do know they have a history of just like letting you or making you play the game the way that they want you to play. But
Yes.
man, I hope they let you just do what you want with the combat. Like, I want them
Right,
to
'cause
have mappable buttons.
yeah, because you could customize your weapon like layout and stuff. But yeah, I would love to because um DMC Devil May Cry really needed that button layout customization. They needed it bad for me. And I would love to see that happen with Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, I mean the control scheme wasn't terrible for DMC, but like it was nice that they let you change it because it really helped me do a lot more in that game than I was really probably capable of.
Yes.
So, anyways, Bayonetta 3, very, very, very excited, Ed.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say about Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the cloud version?
I'm probably gonna buy it on another platform.
That's probably the right choice based off
Yeah.
what I played of Guardians of the Galaxy on the Switch.
I need to try Guardians.
The thing is like the cloud version, you get to play a little bit for free, and
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Okay. No, and that's not a swipe against Dying Light 2
No,
for a Switch or anything.
it's just like the cloud stuff is not the way that you're going to want to play these games, and I think that you know playing it natively, which I mean we got the first one natively, right? Like the first Dying Light,
Yeah.
which I think is if you're going to play that game, like maybe the Switch is the way to play that, but like the cloud version, like I mean we talked about it with Kingdom Hearts a lot, like that defeats the entire purpose of what the Switch is. And like, if you're gonna play the cloud version, you might as well just play it on another platform if you own it. You know,
Yeah.
man. Anyways, sorry, didn't mean to get on that rant again, but
I know it's an easier way to make sure that the quality is all mismatching the other systems, but I'm fine if Dying Light 2 was like designed and played like the regular Dying Light and it's still good. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about Dying Light. I didn't really play the first one because I don't do spooky games. To be honest with you.
I have it on PlayStation and Xbox, and I think I'm gonna go do that game, so I could be ready for Dying Light 2. Because they from what people said, it's a pretty good game, so I'm really give it a try.
Yeah. I've heard it's amazing. I just don't do scary games. I just don't do spooky games. I'm not that guy. If you want to hear
Yes,
about spooky games, you can talk to Stoy and Jesse and LeRon. So,
yes. The level of spooky that you do is Luigi smashing and
I
the
mean,
stop stick.
yeah, that's the perfect level of spooky for me.
'Cause it's so funny.
God, dude,
Man,
Luigi's
Luigi
Mansion
Special
is so
3 is
good.
so good.
So good.
Man, port 1 and 2 over. I'll play Dark Moon on Switch.
I mean, you should just port every Nintendo first party game to Switch and make it, good. How
Yeah.
about that? HD it up. Speaking of HD, Ed, we're to the last game on our list here. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Maybe we'll have a title by the time the Game Awards roll around. I doubt it, but maybe. How do you feel about the sequel? Clearly Skyward Sword inspired, clearly adding some new areas in the sky, maybe some underground. How do you feel?
I feel like this is the second game of the trilogy. And if you are a Nintendo Pop Block viewer, back in the day, Corey and I discussed all the possibilities that could be happening. I think we even talked to it about Celeste, like with Celeste,
Mm-hmm.
about this game, and I am I am ready to now. It took me years to beat the first one. My bad.
Oh.
I just admit that.
How many years, Ed?
I'm
4?
for it.
Gosh, Ed.
I'm sitting down and playing this game through because and it's not because I'm hosting Nintendo Pop Block or anything, but I'm going to be like, Corey, did you get to this part? David, Lulu, Celeste, like I'm going to be trying to talk to the boss rush team and then talk to other people like, where are you at in this game? Can we talk about these things? Can we talk about this story? Can you tell me about your experience in this town? Like, and it has a darker and deeper message. Definitely with it going into the air. I'm not even worried about what people thought about Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity and prequels and all of that. I'm not worried about all of that. I cannot wait to have the discussions about this game. And whether it's a perfect 10 or it's a 9 or it's the same thing or whatever, I cannot wait to get into this game. Because I feel like I feel like there's so much story to this that the open world is there, but if you really want to go and get the story, you go out and find the story.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
mean, that's how the first one was too, right? Like, I mean, you gotta like, you would hit certain memories based on story beats and like
mhm.
as you progress, but also there was probably at least half of them were things you had to go find in the world, and that was impressive. And then once you pieced it all together, you got a really cool ending, which was even better, right? So
Yeah, yeah, and I hope the weapon degradation, if it stays, it stays. If it goes, it goes. I hope that I actually hope that they give you a weapon that doesn't break and that doesn't take time to like heal or whatever.
yeah.
Hopefully you just get a weapon that you can always use. I feel like if you pick
Well,
up a enemy's weapon, that should be the ones that you break. But if you buy it at a store or you craft one, it should be able to stay with you as long as it can.
my theory with this is that I think they're gonna add a layer of crafting to this game where
Mhm.
there are like here's my thought, and I've been thinking about this a lot, Ed. So I know one of the things people really want back are real Zelda dungeons, right? Like real Zelda
Yes.
dungeons. And you can tackle them any way you want, right? But at the end of each of these dungeons, like, okay, so you can, like, you know how in Breath of the Wild you can go straight to the end and fight Ganon with like sticks and rocks and stuff if you really feel like it.
Yeah.
But what I really think they're gonna do is at the end of each dungeon or in the dungeon, you get what they're probably gonna call like a legendary weapon, like
Yes.
the boomerang, the I don't know, maybe a hook shot or something, and like those weapons are craftable and you can craft them to be unbreakable, or maybe those weapons are like the Master Sword is in Breath of the Wild, where once it loses its energy, it's on a cooldown timer, but you can craft it to where the cooldown timers are, you know, negligent or even non-existent. You know, maybe you can
Yes.
craft it to be stronger, maybe you can craft it to be more durable, have more, do more damage. Like, I think they're going to add a crafting element to this that's going to enhance the game without feeling like you're obligated to do it. Kind of like the armor sets were, right? Where yeah, you could upgrade them, you can put more, whatever resources into your armor, they become stronger, you get more armor through that, but also like I never did any of that and I played through the whole game, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think it's going to allow players to it's going to enhance the experience rather than being obligatory task to do.
Yes. Because I'm like definitely with the air stuff. We you being in the cloud, I feel like there's gonna be part dungeons there. And it's just not going to be, well, you did all the shrines on the earth, now you can do the shrine. No, I feel like time has passed and they have made new, like somehow maybe stuff that was hidden that Zelda didn't know, Zelda and Link didn't know, or even the king probably knew, but maybe they ancestors had to hide something to it, and part of them being the heir is part of it. Because I feel like I feel like they can bring dungeons back to this game, and do that where if you get to the end, here is this family heirloom, or here's this family blueprint on how to make it. So you get it and then gotta go out and get the items and make it. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I muted myself.
Oh no.
I totally 100% agree with you. I think that I want what has me most excited is that like it's going to be the same map essentially, right, of Hyrule at
Uh-huh.
least on the top level, but there's going to be small differences because of what's happened between the first and second game. And
Yes.
then you're going to have a lot of underground stuff and a lot of above ground stuff, like a lot of like skylofty type areas, and like that's gonna that's gonna make this game at least twice as big as the first game.
Right, because I just feel like there's a lot of hidden secrets that we don't know about this game.
Yeah,
Oh, no, no, let me phrase that about about this world
I mean
that
people
this
are still
game
finding
is.
secrets from that first game, right? I mean,
Oh yeah,
so that's yeah. I think Breath of the Wild 2 is just gonna be phenomenal. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is the game. This is the game I've wanted since halfway through playing the first game, right? Like, I mean, I'm like, I just want more. Like, I popped in Breath of the Wild the other day and played for like a half hour for no reason. I went and collected resources and went to one of the fairies and upgraded my armor for no reason. Zero reason, Ed. None. And like, I'm just like, oh, cool. Okay. This is fun. I could totally play another one of these and not be bored. To like, I'm still thinking about replaying this game. And I'm like, I have hundreds upon hundreds of games that I have never finished in my lifetime. And I want to go back and play this game that I spent over 200 hours in.
yeah, and
Like, I have
man,
the Breath of the Wild reveal like of Link sitting on the horse looking up at Death Mountain, right? Like at that very, very, very first reveal where he's running from the Guardian, right? And he flips off the
Yes.
horse, right? I have that image of him sitting on the horse with the rocks and the wavy grass in the little village, right? Like it's my background because that game, like it just that game was so good. It reminds me of such a happy time in my life. Like I had just gotten married like a couple months before that. Like, Nintendo was putting out a new console. I
Yeah.
was just it was just a great time of my life. I was starting a new. What's that? The year I started a new job. I think that was the year I started my new job at that point, and like, I just did it. This game just reminds me of so many positive things going on in my life at that point, and I
Man,
want that, like anything to like rekindle that feel, like not that I'm not happy now, right? But like anything to like kind of rekindle like some of that nostalgia is like, oh my gosh, I just want it so bad.
and I feel like with this one being straight built up for Switch,
Yeah.
not just Porter Order. I think they now understand how the Switch is. They understand like, okay, now we could build this up. Definitely Xenoblade team. I mean,
Right.
Monolith Soft team. You guys helped us. Come together with us. Now let's really build. We know what to do. We got the assets. We could probably make them better.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's create this world because like not goblins, the
Bokoblins?
Gokins, yeah, the Bokugis, or I can never say it. I need to learn all of these names. Them riding on that big stone monster for
Mm-hmm.
like the first game, like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, what the heck is this? And then I'm just like, hold on, wait, what about the Yigu clan?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they doing in this game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there could be so much unexpected stuff in it, and definitely just I really can't wait to see this game in action. I can't wait for the music to hear. I'm not even focused on the title
Mm-hmm.
at this time. They could call it air mattress of dungeons, whatever they want to call it.
Air mattress.
Whatever they feel like calling it. I
Wow.
cannot wait to sit down and the dude. I want to see the box art of this game, and I want to buy a poster or print it out. Because I think once we see how this mug looks, oh yeah, it's gonna. I'm not even worried about numbers of how it's gonna sell. I think everybody is preparing for this game,
Yeah.
and I know that Nintendo has to be getting some new amiibos for this
Oh
because
yeah.
I really feel like we're getting those new champions. Those kid the
Mm-hmm.
whatever those kids were or whatever who served in the first game, I think they are the new champions and they're going to play a major role in this game.
Yeah. I think this game is going to be. I don't even know how to say what this game is going to be. It's just going to be. It's going to be a phenomenal. Just. It's going to be. It's going to be such a. I don't even know how to explain it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I feel like it's going
Well,
to be and Switch is kind of just the pinnacle of what makes the Switch great.
I think the only problem that I'm going to have with this, and it's not so much with the game. I think it's going to be with the gamers. Is it going to be? Are people seeing this game as a continuation, or are they going to be concerned that the game is not topping the first game?
Mm-hmm.
Because some people would just be like, "Well, sequels are supposed to top the first game." I'm just like, sometimes in the sequel, giving you the same thing but doing it in a better way, where sprinkling some good things, some good elements here and there. It's just sometimes good enough for some people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not asking Guerrilla Games to see if Horizon Forbidden West is going to top the first one, because the first one is a great, amazing, phenomenal game.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to be questioning about that. So I hopefully people do not question Breath of the Wild 2. I think it's going to be a good year for both of those games. And shoot, sorry everybody, if Microsoft want to bring out an open world game that is on the same level as that, bring it so I could play it.
I really, speaking of Xbox, I think Fable's going to be that for them.
You know what? I agree.
I think
I
Playground has proven themselves enough to, with Forza and everything, at least in a making an immersive world that you can kind of go
mhm.
anywhere and do kind of what you want, and that's everything that Fable is. And what I said about Fable when they first announced it that it was coming, if they basically made Breath of the Wild with that Fable humor and a morality system that would actually change the world, and Microsoft
Yes.
has the technology to change the world on the fly with the Series X and S and the cloud stuff, like
Hmm.
Fable can be something really special for Xbox if they execute it right.
Oh,
Do they
oh,
have the capability to do that? I don't know. Right? Like, I mean, Playground's a great studio and Forza's a
yeah.
fantastic game, but they're like it's not like the writing or the story of Forza Horizon's anything to write home about. But like, I know they hired up. I know they have a team dedicated. Like, they hired a ton of action RPG people and writers and everything.
Hmm.
I think they even got some of the original Fable people and Mass Effect people and I think the lead writer is actually from Fallout New Vegas. I think is the lead writer on the game.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I think that's what they said. So I don't know. I think they have something really unique there that they could do if they execute it.
And yeah, because looking at that way, yes,
Hmm.
this what makes me more excited about Fable. Because the problem that I have with the original Fable on Xbox is that it was it was a little bit some frame rate problems here and
Hmm.
there, and it had some bugs into it. And for some people, they couldn't finish the game, like
Yeah.
me. But now looking at that way, because I love Playground, and I think they are more experienced. And I agree, it's not about the story or anything. It's about the game mechanics and the world that you in. If they
Hmm.
could get that right, because they know how to build a game like Forza Horizon 4 and all, like does these kind of big world open world games. If they could really deliver on that, well, while delivering what you just said, Corey, man, it's Game of the Year nomination.
Hmm.
Like and it's literally top tier RPG for me for Xbox if they could deliver it. And to get all three of these games in 2022, I wouldn't even be like which one's the best. I'm like, no, if they all are hitting nines or even tens or whatever, it's not about what is the best. It's that we got some of the best
Hmm.
for all three consoles.
Hmm.
And that matters most to me than anything.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited for Breath of the Wild too. I think it's going to be something really unique and special for Switch. So we're gonna. Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. It was like one of those like, oh my god, it's coming,
Yeah.
but then it doesn't. You know. Uh, Also, I have like this really weird stuffy nose right now, and I don't understand why. But anyways, I'm gonna hit on a couple rumored games coming and a couple extra games that maybe we want to hit on. I know that one of the games I'm really excited for that's been confirmed for next year is Emu's Ninja Turtles Brawler,
Same.
which
Yes.
is gonna
Give
be
it.
awesome.
Please let us have online play.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me look up. I had a list and I accidentally closed the window.
Uh,
Do we want to talk about Metroid Prime real quick?
Um, yeah, we could jump into Metroid Prime real quick. I think the success of Metroid Dread is going to lead into a Metroid Prime collection. If we don't get it before we get four or anything, or even a trailer of four, I think people will seek out a way to play it.
Hmm.
Metroid Prime. So, and if that game is still available to buy, I think some people will buy because it was it on the eShop for Wii U for people to buy.
I don't know.
Hmm. But I think people will find a way to go and play. And everybody do not spend $100, $200 trying to acquire the game from eBay and scalpers and stuff. No, just see if you can find out somebody's garage sale that their mom or daddy is selling it and they don't know what it is, and get it that way and play it. If not, just look for 2 and 3 and play that if you can, and then just watch a video of the games and get caught up and stuff.
Yeah. Uh, Man, I can't find this list I had open, and it was kind of interesting to see. But anyways, Metroid Prime, the trilogy has been rumored for a couple years now, and I think obviously they're holding it for the release of Metroid Prime 4 probably 6 months to a year beforehand, right? They usually do that with upcoming games, right? I think Bayonetta 3 was supposed to come out sooner than it did, and that's why Bayonetta 1 and 2 were re-released.
Yes.
I think that it would be really dumb if they did not release the Prime trilogy on Switch with HD widescreen support, adjust the controls to have make it play like a modern first person shooter. I know that Metroid Prime 1 and 2 are stuck on that single stick kind of aim and explore type thing, and if they can adjust the controls, if they do something more than what they did with the Mario 3D All-Stars collection, if they do something more along the lines of I don't know, maybe Skyward Sword HD, although I don't think that that's a great port, but they did it. They got it working on a controller, and I really appreciate that. I think it's great for the game. It got me to play it again. But as long as if they put effort into it, like Wind Waker HD or Twilight Princess HD or Skyward Sword HD, like these kind of remasters or remakes and make them feel like modern games, they're just gonna people are gonna eat them up,
Yes.
I think Metroid Prime is one of the best games, period. I love that game. I did play it
good.
a couple years ago. I think I played it on when I was just kind of recording and streaming some GameCube games, trying to figure out how all this stuff worked. It's a little dated. That single stick really throws me off, and I think that's why Resident Evil 4 also throws me off when I try to go back and play that game. It's because it's stuck to the single stick aiming, because the right stick, nobody knew how to do the camera, and nobody knew that the right stick could be a universal camera kind of swinging stick, and
Yes.
it was weird going back to an era where that's how you controlled the game. But what do you feel about the Metroid Prime trilogy, Ed?
I Man, I love Metroid Prime. It was a game that I played the demo at some goodie with, and when I got done with the demo, walked to the counter and paid my $50 to buy the whole game. I told the cashier, I'm not even putting the $5. I'm buying the whole game. She was just like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to play it full." And ever since I played that game, it is great. To like Echoes and Corruption, man, they are so good. They're challenging, but they are so good, and they're unique in their own way. So to play this now on Switch, definitely with uh I think Nintendo probably now knows, or the developers now know how to use the camera angle and everything to make the game work. Definitely with the people at Retro that they got now from Call of Duty, Battlefield, and
I wanna
Halo.
piggyback off that real quick, Ed.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, I think the art style holds up enough to where you don't have to do a lot of work to the graphics except for up-resing the graphics, right?
Yes.
And make it widescreen. I think widescreen would do a lot for this game as well.
Oh,
please
yeah.
make it widescreen. Which that work's already done in the Wii version, right? 1 and 2 are widescreen. So that work's already done. You up-res it. I think it's stylized enough to where it would look fantastic on the Switch in HD, right? I mean, you see the Dolphin emulator, the way that it's been emulated on that, right? And it just looks gorgeous. But one thing that the Switch hasn't utilized since kind of the very beginning is the HD Rumble. What if you're in the scanning mode, and when you're looking around a room to scan stuff, and you like the rumble gets thicker and thicker as you get closer to the items you're supposed to scan?
Oh, dude, yes.
You know?
Yes.
I think that would be a really cool feature. Kind of like the remember in Ocarina of Time, if you had the rumble pack in, right, and stuff that you were looking for, that it rumbled the closer and closer you got to it.
Yes.
I think that would be a really cool feature for Metroid.
Because it gives you an indication that, hey, you're close to something big. Bam, execute, go search.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like obviously when you're moving around the world, like you can use the rumble and whatever, that's fine. But like, man, if you could just use that HD rumble for effect on scanning stuff, or, you know, during exploration, like maybe, I don't know, use it in a unique way, but like the scanning stuff would be awesome.
Yeah. I can't say no more. You can wrap it up. Yes. Because man, just something simple as that. Yes, because I think it would get more people to play with the Joy-Con, because it's going to feel different playing with the Pro Controller and stuff.
I think like, sorry to cut you off again.
No, go ahead.
Like using the motion controls, I think a lot of people would actually really like to use those the way that you know, they did on the trilogy for Wii. You know, I think a lot of people wouldn't mind that. Now, would I want to use them? No, but I'm not a motion control guy. But I would give it a try, right? Like, I gave it a shot in Mario Odyssey because it did some unique things with throwing the cap or dive jumping. And Skyward Sword obviously used it pretty well because it was designed that way. And I think if you took advantage of that, like, it would allow more people to experience the game. You know, and
yes,
especially like, no offense to Nintendo fans, but a lot of them aren't incorporated into like the first person shooter space the way that maybe Xbox or PlayStation players are. Primary Xbox and PlayStation players are, like Halo and Call of Duty and Destiny all control very specific ways, right? And those games are kind of intimidating to people who don't really play a lot of shooters, right? Like, I just think first person shooters are intimidating in general if you haven't ever really sat down and tried to play them, right? And if you give them motion controls and say, hey, you know, this hand, wherever you're pointing it, or, you know, wherever you're pointing your gun, whichever way you're looking, like, that's going to allow you to move like, if you want to turn left or if you want to turn right, like, all you have to do is like move. Like, I think that would ease a lot of people in.
Yeah, and then I think with these American developers that join with Retro, because this all these ideas could lead up to Metroid Prime 4.
Mm-hmm.
And if it works, that gives them good indication. Okay, we could probably place this in 4. Oh, they said they didn't like it. Maybe we could patch it out, or maybe we could see how we could make it better and working for the game, because I feel like Metroid Prime Trilogy is now needed on Switch to give them a good idea on where Prime 4 could really be at, because Prime 4 shouldn't just play like a regular a regular first-person shooter. It's a first-person adventure game, so it has to keep you already have a template of how it goes, but you got to improve upon it. And with their experience in the field, they should be able to be like, okay, we're gonna do. Hold on, I could do this. I'm learning. Wow, and I really feel like that. a lot of those developers and designers, they probably just feel like, man, I really wish that we designed stuff for Nintendo earlier to get into their mindset on how things work, so that we could put it in. Because I bet you they probably have been trying stuff with the HD Rumble for Prime 4 and just have gotten a lot of ideas on how to design this set of world for Metroid Prime 4 and what gameplay ideas they could bring in. Because man, just with what you mentioned, I could see working in Prime, the trilogy, something brand new, and then carrying that over to Prime 4.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like, I guess if you're gonna have a control scheme, make sure it's consistent throughout all of the games,
Yes.
right? I think that's the big thing, is like you have to make it consistent, and even into Prime 4, and as long as people are used to playing a certain way, when they boot up the next game, they're like, oh yeah, this feels familiar, right? Like this, I can control it
Yes.
this way. And like having multiple control schemes is also going to be really helpful. Like maybe people who like Metroid Prime on the GameCube, maybe you have like a GameCube control scheme where, yeah, I only move the aiming with one stick, right? And the right stick does whatever it's supposed to do, right? But you could have a modern control scheme, which makes it control like a modern first-person shooter. You remap the buttons, the scan buttons. Maybe the scan buttons on like, left trigger or whatever, or ZL, and then maybe you have a motion control scheme, and like, or I mean, even like what Splatoon and Doom do really well is like use the gyroscope in the Pro controller to aim, right? And maybe
Yeah.
maybe you can like use that to help you aim or scan things, right? Like there's so many different things you could do to make this game as accessible to as many people as possible. And I think they need to focus on that. They really do, because the game's already great. But a
Yeah.
lot of people get turned off by controls, right? So many people
Yes.
get turned off by different control schemes that,
And and I
especially if they're
and I think
used, like, say a Call of Duty player has a Switch, right? And they play the
yes.
occasional game on Switch. Oh, Switch is getting a first person shooter, right? Like in Metroid, like Metroid Dread, I heard was really good. I played a little bit of it. It was really good. Now you're turning into a first person shooter. Yeah, I'm talking from a perspective of people that didn't play it on GameCube, right?
Yes.
And they go in and they can't. And like for me, this is what I did in Halo. Like the first thing I did in Halo was customize my control scheme to play like Destiny. That was literally the first thing I did before I even played a single match, because like the control scheme was so drastically different from Destiny, it turned me off from playing the game. Like I was like,
Hmm.
I don't want to play this, because like I'm gonna get so confused on which game I like. Because like once you fall into that natural rhythm of playing the game that you always play, I've played thousands of hours of Destiny at this point in the last 8 years, right? Like my muscle memory is stuck to that control scheme. So I'm gonna want
Yeah.
every first person shooter from here on out that I'm gonna play to at least be set up the way that Destiny is. So like
Yes.
if I'm going to go into Metroid Prime, I'm going to want it to play like Destiny. And if it doesn't play like Destiny or Halo, if I can't get my control scheme like that, it's going to turn me off. Now, granted, I'll suck it up and play through it, but a lot of people aren't going to do that.
And I think that's why I think that was the thing about Prime when it first came out, because it was kind of it was a different way of playing something in first person. Um because it wasn't a level based game. It was, everything was continuous. Everything was, when you got your power, you switched up on the directional pad. You weren't picking up ammo. The only I mean only well, you were picking up missiles from defeated enemies and energy, but that is a staple of a Metroid game. It's just now in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with the way, and it's good that you mentioned Destiny and you playing a lot of hours, because when you do adjust to a game and that it controls, it just feels right. It's hard playing other games within that genre
Mm-hmm.
with their own control design.
I
You
mean,
know,
I mean,
like
it's just like once you find your game, like it's not like going into a JRPG and learning the battle system and having a menu
yeah,
based system is like, okay, well, yeah, it's still a menu based system. This menu might be different or look different from the last RPG I played, but it's still a menu based system and I can figure it out, right?
yes,
Like that's kind of like a passive thing, whereas like in a shooter, you want to be as responsive as possible. And like if I remember correctly, Metroid Prime 2 was extremely difficult. And like if you're gonna jump into that game and switching back and forth between your shooter of choice and this, like you're gonna get really peeved and you're gonna turn it off and you're gonna delete it from your system or trade it back into GameStop or whatever. And like
yeah,
that's not a good look either. So they got to be really careful with how they approach Metroid Prime, and whether it's the first game, which is now the rumor, right, is like, oh well, the first game's done. They might just release the first game and then do the other two later when they have time or after they're done with Metroid Prime 4.
yeah. And I think Nintendo is equipped now to allow Retro, whoever's going to do the port, to like really be able to play it like a first person shooter while still having that openness to it to make it
Yeah.
a adventure game. I'm like it was the control screen, the control scheme back when it came out in the 2000s for Metroid Prime. That is very different because like I said, it's good that you mentioned it because Destiny, because I kind of felt that way with Titanfall 2. Like something about Titanfall 2 I adjusted to, and I'm just like, man, I need to play first person shooters like with this control scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that thinking about Prime, that it has a different control scheme. I just had to adjust a little bit to it and stuff because I think my muscle memory is that it's a Prime game, so it just plays like Prime. But then but then I played Corruption, and I used the motion controls, and I'm like, oh, this is very different.
Yeah,
This
but
work.
but
This
I
works
think
well.
I think with that though, like you go into the motion controls knowing that this controller is totally different, right? Whereas like
Yes. Yes.
the pro controller on the Switch, or even like the dock for the Joy Cons, right? Like
Yes.
that controller is essentially an Xbox One controller or a PlayStation 4 or 5 controller, right? In terms of
Yeah.
how it feels and what it looks like. It's not like the Wii remote and the nunchuck or the Joy-Con separated. Like
Or
it
even the game controller. Yeah.
yeah, that controller that motion is totally different than what you're going to feel in a decent controller, and your muscle memory will be different, right?
Yes.
So,
Because the Pro controller is now, like you said, designed like an Xbox One or PlayStation 4 controller, and because Destiny has kind of set the standard, or whatever first-person shooter that people play a lot and they're accustomed to, they could adjust it now on the Pro controller and play that game that way.
yeah.
You know,
Is there anything else you want to talk about Metroid Prime trilogy before we? I mean, we could do a whole episode on Metroid Prime.
I I I I have my concerns and I have my doubts for this. I think because of Metroid Dread, then the sales that happened with it, I think now that we are going to get a Prime trilogy. I am for definitely with, man, with the HD Rumble idea that you just gave, Corey. That makes me more excited for this if it is implemented in the game.
Yeah.
Because I miss Metroid Prime, and I would love to hook up my GameCube, but I'm just like, I have a widescreen TV, and I know the Switch is powerful to up-res this to HD and really make stuff pop. Like I want to see Samus face in the in her shield. I mean, or in her helmet. I want to see how the rain really looks and stuff, because yeah, they worked with what they had, but now time has advanced, and I really think they could go in and just like beautify, remodel this game and make it look crazy beautiful to make you be like, this was a 2000 whatever game, 2005 or 4 game. It may be in 2002 whenever it came out, and it just be like, wow, still looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for a potential HD Metroid Prime, whether it's the first game or the entire trilogy. Of course, I would prefer the entire trilogy, but I mean,
yes.
My only concern is the control scheme, but if they can figure that out and fix it, then I'll play it anyway. It's not that big a deal. It's just, it could be just some people. Are there any other rumored games, Ed, that you want to talk about or have thought about or anything?
At this point in time, not really. There's nothing. Like I said, we don't know much from third party that they're going to deliver to us. Nintendo probably got some other games still up their sleeve that we don't know. Maybe, and I know this is recorded before the Game Awards, but literally, if they do that Metroid Prime trilogy trailer, if they do a Prime 4 trailer, if they even do Metroid Dread DLC trailer just for fun or whatever for the Game Awards, it is going to be the talk of the town. Metroid Prime, if they do.
I mean, if Nintendo shows up at the game, I mean, they are, right? Nintendo was confirmed to be there, right? If they're there, it's either going to be a title for the sequel to Breath of the Wild, or it's going to be Metroid Prime. I don't think it's going to be either way. I think they might pull a Bayonetta style thing where, like, they announce the trilogy and then show a new trailer, like the re-reveal of Metroid Prime 4 would be ideal. Yes. I think that would be really cool. But you never know. It's Nintendo. It could just be like, oh, here's a new Pokemon. It's shiny. And that's it, or it could be something huge, you just never know with Nintendo. So
I can say, if outside of Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime Trilogy and Breath of the Wild, if they end the Game Awards announcing Mario Kart 9 instead of a direct, something big has happened.
Yeah.
Because, like, how do you secure a trailer from Nintendo to showcase Mario Kart 9 that's not in a direct at the end of the year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Metroid is a little bit too close to the chest for Nintendo, but I'm just sorry. I'm staring at my shelf. It looks like it's gonna fall, and I'm really concerned. So I'm gonna stand up real quick and fix that because I don't want it to fall.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about yes. Like I said, this is before the Game Awards that we're recording this. If Nintendo brings the trailers for the Game Awards, everybody is going to be talking about that show, not for the awards, for the trailers. And it's going to be trending on Twitter and other places in social media. You already know the Boss Rush Network team, writing team is going to be on it, getting the stories out. We're going to be in chat. We are going to be talking about what they show for this trailer. We're going to analyze it. We're going in. Not because it's Nintendo or anything, but it's because that they got something that we totally did not expect at all.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap this episode. That was a good talk. That going into 2022 and expecting what we expect, and obviously Metroid Prime is a big topic at the moment, especially with the success of Metroid Dread. I'm very excited, and I'm very excited. But we're gonna wrap this episode, Ed. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Remember, you can get this episode 2 weeks early on Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. You can follow us on Twitter and all social media at Boss Rush Network. If you don't want to pay for the episode, you can subscribe to the free feed. Go right ahead. Like we said, Patreon is just a way to support us if you want, but you don't have to. These topics are meant to be evergreen, so you don't have to be up on them. This episode's probably going to be out of date by the time it goes up anyway, so whatever. Ed, I want to thank you for your time tonight. Really appreciate you. Remember, you can go to bossrush.net to check out all of our content and find all of our shows. Check it out. Very excited. You can follow Ed at that retro code. You can follow me at I am Corey in HD. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.